अस्तु प्रारम्भं कुर्मः। किरण भगिनी।
पठामि संस्कृतं नित्यं वदामि संस्कृतं सदा ध्यायामि संस्कृतं सम्यक् वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्।
वेंकट महोदय।
वेङ्कटमहोदय।
संस्कृतस्य प्रसाराय
ओके ओके नै कंटिन्यू।
कंटिन्यू।
वेङ्कटमहोदय वदामि।
పర్వాలేదు మీరు చేసేసేయండి.
सरे संस्कृतस्य प्रसाराय नैजं सर्वं ददाम्यहं संस्कृतस्य सदा भक्तो वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। संस्कृतस्य कृते जीवन् संस्कृतस्य कृते यजन् आत्मानं आहुतं मन्ये वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। हिन्दुधर्मं समाजं च पवित्रां संस्कृतिं तदा संरक्ष्य ननु कुर्याम विश्वं शान्तिसमन्वितम्।
ధన్యవాదः. అద్యతన అంశः समासकुसुमावलिः इति. एतत् लघुग्रन्थं श्री नडिमिण्टि सर्वमङ्गलशास्त्री महोदयेन कृतम्. एतत् समासानाम् अधिकृत्य कृतं पुस्तकं. समासः इत्युक्ते काम्पौण्ड् वर्ड्स्, हौ टु क्रियेट् काम्पौण्ड् वर्ड्स्. That process is called samasanam. So आदौ महोदयस्य कृते किञ्चित् जानीमः. महोदयः 1759 तः 1839 पर्यन्तम् आन्ध्रप्रदेश मध्ये मुङ्गण्ड इति एकः ग्रामः अस्ति. तस्य समीपे गन्नवरम् इत्यपि एकः ग्रामः अस्ति. तत्र वसति स्म. There is one very nice story about Sarvamangala Shastri. It is extremely spontaneous and funny. Humor is built into in lot of his works. And once, when as a young man, he wanted to go and learn Vyakarana Shastra. And like even now, at that time, the idea was we should go and learn from some great scholars are there in northern India. And he wanted to go to Kasi and learn from a great scholar, Vyakarana. So he started from Andhra Pradesh, started walking, and once he fell asleep, and there a Brahmarakshasa gets hold of him, and he says, then he scared, and he tells he is going there for a particular purpose of learning the Vyakarana Shastra. So the Brahmarakshasa had great scholars, when they don't teach properly or skip some things, they becomes Brahmarakshasas, and one of the nivrittis for them is to teach the subject again. Okay, so he gets hold of him, and as part of his penance, he teaches him the Vyakarana Shastra. So then he cuts down his journey and comes back and says, okay, I anyway learned what I needed to learn from Varanasi, and he will return back to Andhra. He had many popular Chatushlokas are there attributed to him, but this is one of the very fundamental works by Sarvamangala Shastri to propagate Sanskrit education in Andhra area. So he created this work, Shabdamanjari and Shabdamanjari Sahita Samasa Kusumavali Balaramayana. This is a short, very short book. Essentially, in the traditional Sanskrit education, when you are small, Amarakosham, Samasa Kusumavali, Shabda Manjari, these are the things that are committed to memory. Okay, this is how I learned when I was probably about 10 years, 10 to 12 years of age. That's when I was introduced to this work. And remember the shlokas, meanings, everything will come later. But essentially, these are such a small work, but we still need to very useful. So some of his works are Karma Jnana Vivaranam, Vedasaram, Partha Vijayam, Samasa Kusumavali, Vibhakti Vilasam, Sarvamangaliyam, Sannutiyam, Bhagavad Gita Bhashyam, Jagannathashtakam, Lalita Panchadasya Mantravarnamala Stotram, Suryashtakamiti. And what we are going to study today is this Samasa Kusumavali. Kusuma means flowers. Samasa Kusuma Naam Avali. Avali means a line of these flowers, basically, of samasas. And like I said, this is essentially how you create compound words. Couple of Samasanam is a process at a word level. Sandhi is at a letter level. Samasa is at a word level. Alankara is much broader. So these are the three layers. And because in the other classes we are studying samasas, I thought, okay, I'll take two classes, 2 to 3 max, and cover all the just the shlokas part of it. So I'll give Lakhu Parchaya. विशिष्टार्थयुक्तस्य एकस्य शब्दस्य निर्माणार्थं द्वयोः वा अधिकयोः शब्दयोः संयोगं निर्दिश्य भाषावैज्ञानिकपदं तत् समसनम् इति. So in words, yes, you can think of words as two categories, vyasta and samasta. Vyasta means separate. Some opposite of vyasta is collection, samasta. Samasanam, samastam, that is samastapadam, samasaha, tadeva. Now, in this, we see a slightly different categorization than what we see from the point of view of Astadhyayi. Slight variation is there in terms of Karmadharaya is sometimes, there is a debate, can be Antargata of Tatpurusha, but that's a different thing. In this particular book, there are 8 verses about Tatpurusha for 8 Prabhedas of Tatpurusha. And then Karmadharaya, we have 7, Dvigu 2, Bahuvrihi 7, Avibhava 2, Dvandva 4, Anya. And these are not all, but Aluk, Gati, Nitya, Asamartha, Krudadi, there are other specializations. But essentially, as long as we understand these 6 or 7 main categories and what are the high level, those things, based on examples and verses, we automatically, intuitively learn what they are, right? So the idea is to introduce this book. And so for this, I would like volunteers, because we will be doing not too much about explanation, but just as children learn it. So I will say a pada, you repeat the pada twice, and we'll go like that, just the standard procedure. Okay. So first 2 verses are Mangala Charana. And even in the Mangala Charana, he has a funny way of doing namaskara to Ganesha. First, I'll read the words and explain quickly, and then we'll somebody do the anuvadanam with me. Okay. He says, Bhunayakam va dhananayakam va bhajan bhuvan va dhanameti loke tadvignanatham na bhajami kintu sahasrashah tam pranamami nityam. So if you approach a landlord who has lot of bhumi, if you sing his praises, he will give you bhumi. If you go to somebody who has a lot of money and sing his praises, he will give you money. Bhajan bhuvan va dhanameti loke. Kintu, but you are called Vignanatha. That means if I pray to you, I get obstacles, vignas. So I don't want that kind of bhajan. I won't do the bhajan of you, but I will always be surrendered to you. Sahasrasha means again and again, tam pranamami nityam. I will always do do salutations to you again and again. So that is the small humor is there. You will see that in many cases. This is how he does the Mangalacharana.
Very funny.
Yeah. So you want to do that, Prithvi?
Yeah.
Okay. Karatu. Bhunayakam va dhananayakam va
Bhunayakam
va Dhananayakam va
bhajan bhuvan va
Bhajan bhuvan va
dhanameti loke.
Dhanameti loke.
So combined bhunayakam va dhananayakam va bhajan bhuvan va dhanameti loke tavat paryantam. Militva vadatu.
Bhunayakam
va Dhananayakam va
Bhajan bhuvam
Bhajan bhuvam va Bhajan bhuvam
va
Dhanameti loke.
Yeah, he can't read Hindi andi adi
Oh,
Telugu ante chadutadu. Yeah.
no issues. Tadvignanadham na bhajami kintu
Tadvigranadam
na bhajami
kintu
sahasrashahatam. So sahasrashastam pranamami nityam.
Sahasrashastam pranamami
Shastam pranamami nityam.
Okay, so we will complete the verse. Second half we'll do it one more time. Tadvignanatham na bhajami kintu sahasrashah tam pranamami nityam. Karotu, prayatnam karotu. Second half. Okay, I think Trukitam Jatam Syat. Anyway, we'll continue. Any questions on this verse?
కొంచెం తెలుగులో ఇవ్వగలుగుతారండి?
ఇప్పుడు కాదు, తర్వాత. Okay.
సరే.
Okay.
సరే.
Okay.
So when you say bhuvam is what does bhuvam mean?
Bhajan bhuvam bhunayakah kim dadati bhumin dadati.
Right.
Bhumi bhuvam samanam. Okay, so but so bhumir bhumna dharani. So bhuva is also refers to bhumi only. So
Okay.
bhunayakah bhunayakam bhajamah chet bhuvan dadati. Dhananayakam bhajamah chet dhanam dadati loke. Tavadeva Vignanadham bhajamah chet vignan dadati. Atah tam na bhajami kintu pranamami iti. Tadev ante.
Got it. Yeah.
మీరు చెప్తారా ఇప్పుడు? శ్రీమత్ పాణిని సూత్రాణి.
Srimad Panini Sutrani Samalochya.
నేను విడగొట్టి చెప్తాను. సమాలోచ్య యథామతి.
Samalochya Yathamati.
శ్రీమత్ పాణిని సూత్రాణి సమాలోచ్య యథామతి.
Srimad Panini Sutrani Samalochya Yathamati.
బాలవ్యుత్పత్తయే కుర్మః.
Bala Vyutpattarye Kurmaha.
సమాస కుసుమావళిం.
Samasa Kusuma Valim. Kusuma Valim.
బాలవ్యుత్పత్తయే కుర్మః సమాస కుసుమావళిం.
Bala Vyutpattaye Kurmaha Samasa Kusuma Valim.
మొత్తం శ్లోకము ఒకసారి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ యు కెన్ సీ. శ్రీమత్ పాణిని సూత్రాణి. పాణిని మహర్షే కృతం సర్వాణి సూత్రాణి. సమాలోచ్య సమ్యక్ ఆలోచ్య. యథామతి బెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ మై ఎబిలిటీస్. ఆఫ్టర్ అనలైజింగ్ పాణిని సూత్రాస్ టు బెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ మై ఎబిలిటీస్ ఇస్ ద ఫస్ట్ హాఫ్. బాలవ్యుత్పత్తయే కుర్మః. బాలః బాలానాం, like anybody who doesn't have sufficient training or initiation in Samskrita Vyakarana is all balas. Okay, so basically for those who are in the initial stages of Samskrita learning, Vyutpattaye, for their training purpose. Okay, even the person who learns a lot of Shobha Bhagini's class, they need training. Okay.
Well, in my case, it will have to be Shishu Vyutpattaye Kurmaha.
No more. Vyutpattaye is essentially training. Okay,
Yes,
for the training of balas, samasa kusumavalim. I'm doing this work called samasa kusumavali, the line of flowers called samasas. Okay, that is
So, do you pronounce it Kusuma Valim or Valim? Valim.
See, that is the small distinction. Is the valim is there in Telugu books, you will say lakara, but
Right.
in Samskrita books you don't say lakara. Lakara samanameva. So no problem. Deepavaliva samanameva.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Avali means row. A row. Essentially, avali means row.
So, when somebody says Deepavali, not Deepavali, it's from a Telugu point of view, but as far as Sanskritam is concerned, it's Deepavali.
Lakara eva.
Yes, understood.
So avali means row. So
Right.
essentially that, right? So Srimat Panini Sutrani Samalochya Yathamati Balavyutpattaye Kurma Samasa Kusumavalim iti. Any questions here? These are just introduction, right? The stuti and all that. Now who is will do number 3? Deepika Bhagini, will you do number 3? Okay, so this is in this verse what he is going to talk about is, in the initial slide 2 or 3 I showed, Tatpurusha Samasa has 7 varieties within it, 8 varieties. What is the lakshana of, what is the formula of this Tatpurusha Samasa? How Samasa, whenever you think of Samasa, think about creating this category of creating compounds, right? So I will briefly explain the words, then it becomes easier. Tatpurushaha ashtavidhaha abhut, tatpurusho ashtavidho bhut, prathama adi naikrutaihi bhedaihi, prathama adi naikrutai bhedaihi, uttarapada janita arthaha mukhyaha tatreti panditaihi kshataha iti. So essentially Tatpurushaha ashtavidhaha, Tatpurusha is of 8 types. Vidhaha abhut. Tatpurusha is of 8 types. What are they? Prathama adi naikrutaihi bhedaihi. Prathama tatpurushataha saptami paryantam 7 vibhaktis are there. So 7 vibhaktis plus nai tatpurusha plus ajnanam asatyam ichadi na. So naikrutaihi sapta vibhaktayah plus nai tatpurusha put together is 8. Uttarapada janitarthaha. It gets its meaning by Uttarapada. In a word, if you take a compound word, as you keep on compounding, there is a former part and a later part of it. When think about joining these words in a just take 2 words. When they come together, they get fused together and becomes one compound word. Even then, when before joining them, you had a Purvapada and a Uttarapada. So Uttarapada janita arthaha mukhyaha, that gets the prominent mukhyaha tatra iti panditaihi kshataha. Learned people define tatpurusha broadly this way. Okay. So Bhagini idanim anuvadatu. Tatpurushoshtavidho bhut.
तत्पुरुषोऽष्टविधो भूत् तत्पुरुषोऽष्टविधो भूत्
प्रथमादिनैकृतैर्भेदैः
प्रथमादिनैकृतैर्भेदैः प्रथमादिनैकृतैर्भेदैः
तत्पुरुषोऽष्टविधो भूत् प्रथमादिनैकृतैर्भेदैः
तत्पुरुषोऽष्टविधो भूत् प्रथमादिनकृतैर्भेदैः
उत्तरपदजनितार्थः
उत्तरपदजनितार्थः
मुख्यस्तत्रेति पंडितैः ख्यातः
मुख्यस्तत्रेति पंडितैः ख्यातः मुख्यस्तत्रेति पंडितैः ख्यातः
उत्तरपदजनितार्थो मुख्यस्तत्रेति पंडितैः ख्यातः
उत्तरपदजनितार्थो मुख्यस्तत्रेति पंडितैः ख्यातः
संपूर्णं
उत्तर
तत्पुरुषोऽष्टविधो भूत् प्रथमादिनैकृतैर्भेदैः उत्तरपदजनितार्थो मुख्यस्तत्रेति पंडितैः ख्यातः
तत्पुरुषोऽष्टविधो भूत् प्रथमादिनकृतैर्भेदैः उत्तरपदजनितार्थो मुख्यस्तत्रेति पंडितैः ख्यातः
So
तत्पुरुष
enough because we want to complete in 2 or 3 classes, so otherwise we would have done. Okay, so any questions? This is basically giving the lakshana of the tatpurusha samasa. Okay, essentially there are 8 of them, and later part, second half of that word, if there are 2 words joining, second half gets the more prominence. That is the general nature of this tatpurusha samasa. So Saroja, will you do the next one? So this is how the example. So there is an example verse. The typical structure is there is an example verse and a lot of vigraha vakyas. Basically, vigraha vakya means a sentence that is explaining the meaning of that compound word, right? The sentence that explains in detail is called vigraha vakya. So we'll see how, if we do 1 or 2, you get the idea of how these things roll, right? So
Mahoday, just one quick question. The previous one, the word would be Prathama Dinankrutai, right?
nai, I think
Because that is like the Sanjaya that kind of thing.
right. Nai, I basically there was a nai
Okay,
tatpurusha.
I just
I
want to
had
make
a
sure I understood.
correct. Yeah, basically this is This is the correct.
Mahoday, how many shlokas are there?
Oh, the
Pro-
nine Krutai. Okay.
Nine Krutayar Bhedaihi.
Now I got it.
Total of about 20, 25, Bhagini. So 8 for this, 8 for Tat Purusha, and 7 or 8 for karma, that Karmadharya, and then others based on the count what we seen, right? This is the count. 8, 7,
Yeah.
15, 15 plus
17, 22, 26,
yes,
30.
30, about 30 of them. So that covers the pretty much everything. So Saroj, Amrutanyopi Baddaityah
अमृतं योऽपि पिबत्यैत्यः अमृतं योऽपि पिबत्यैत्यः
Tam Vaikunthod
तं वैकुण्ठोद्विधाच्छिनत् तं वैकुण्ठोद्विधाच्छिनत्
Amrutanyopi Baddaityastam Vaikunthod
अमृतं योऽपि बद्धैत्यस्तं वैकुण्ठोद्विधाच्छिनत्
Rahur Rahuruttarakayoस्य Purvakayo Bhavadvajah
राहुरुत्तरकायोऽस्य पूर्वकायो भवध्वजः राहुरुत्तरकायोऽस्य पूर्वकायो भवध्वजः
Amrutanyopi Baddaityastam Vaikunthod Rahuruttarakayoस्य Purvakayo Bhavadvajah
अमृतं योऽपि बध्यैत्यः तं वैकुण्ठोद्विधाच्छिनत् राहुरुत्तरकायोऽस्य पूर्वकायो भवध्वजः
So
द्विवारं वा एकवारं
that's enough. One time is enough. Okay. So this is the Kshetrasagar Mathana story. Jagan Mohini, Vishnu has taken the form of Jagan Mohini, and he noticed one Rakshasa cut across the lines and sat in the Devata's line and took a sip of Amrita. And as soon as he saw that, noticed it, Vishnu noticed it, what did he do? Amrutam yaha daityaha apibat tam daityam Vaikunthaha dvidhachinat. Vaikunthaha, Sri Mahavishnu dvidhachinat. He cut him into 2 pieces using his Chakrayudha. Rahuhu Uttarakayaha Uttarakayaha asya. Rahuruttarakayoस्य Purvakayaha abhavat dhvajaha. So the tail of this is Uttarakaya, second part became Rahu, and first part, the upper body, became Dhvaja or Ketu Graha. So, right? So that is the story, and that story has couple of words in it. Uttaraha kayasya uttarakayaha. Saroja, that is how we say it. So first we say the Vigraha Vakya and then say the
उत्तरकायस्य उत्तरकायस्य
Uttarkayasya iti nasti. Uttaraha kayasya
हाँ, उत्तरः
uttarakayaha.
कायस्य उत्तरकायः पूर्वः
Purvaha
कायस्य
kayasya
पूर्वकायः
purvakayaha. Ardham pippalyaha ardhapippali.
अर्धं पिप्पल्याः अर्धपिप्पली
Think of pippali is something like a nut. You break it into half, it becomes 2 halves, right? One half is referred as ardha pippali. So these are the examples. We don't see that much of prathama tatpurusha samasa prayoga, but these are the typical examples that are seen in the books also. So when you learn and by heart, what we used to do, when I remember, is Amrutanyopi Baddachastam Vaikunthod Rahuruttarakayoस्य Purvakayo Bhavadvajaha Purvahakayaha Purvakayaha Uttarahakayasya Uttarakayah Ardham Pippalyaha Ardha Pippali. That is just like that we used, that's how we used to memorize. Anyway, let's continue. And any questions so far? Because anyways, the topic is covered in depth by Shobha Bhagini, but I just want to introduce a different way of memorizing examples. So going little quick, any questions on the verse itself before we proceed?
No, Mahadaya.
Okay, good. Kiran Bhagini, next. द्वितीया तत्पुरुषः समासः. इदानीं द्वितीया तत्पुरुषः. दुःखातीतो दुःखातीतो भवत्येव
दुःखातीतो भवत्येव
यदि कृष्ण
दुःखातीतो भवत्येव
यदि कृष्णश्रितो जनः
यदि कृष्णश्रितो जनः यदि कृष्णश्रितो जनः
दुःखातीतो भवत्येव यदि कृष्णश्रितो जनः
दुःखातीतो भवत्येव यदि कृष्णश्रितो जनः
अथवान्न बुभुक्षुः सन्
अथवा न बुभुक्षुः
सन्
अ-
अथवान्न बुभुक्षुः सन्
अथवा न बुभुक्षुः सन्
मुहूर्तः सुखमश्नुते
मुहूर्तसुखमश्नुते
मश्नुते
मुहू
क्षम्यता
ओ
ओके that is the sukhamas. Again, if you want to मुहूर्तः सुखमश्नुते
मुहूर्तसुखमश्नुते
श्नुते श्नुते
श्नुते
so
मुहूर्तसुखमश्नुते
अथवा न बुभुक्षुः सन् मुहूर्तः सुखमश्नुते
अथवा न बुभुक्षुः सन् मुहूर्तसुखमश्नुते
so दुःखातीतः भवति एव यदि जनः कृष्णश्रितः भवति. यदि जनः कृष्णश्रितः भवति दुःखातीतः भवति एव. So if one takes refuge in Krishna, he will cross the ocean of he will cross all miseries. Okay, that is the meaning of the first half of this verse. यदि जनः कृष्णश्रितः भवति दुःखातीतः भवति एव. That is the first sentence. Understood? Now the second is if not, if else statement. Basically, if one takes refuge in Krishna, he will be दुःखातीतः भवति. नो चेत अथवा means if not. Annabhubukshuhu san. He is always be hungry for food. Annam bhubukshu, he will always be hungry. And muhurta sukham ashnute, he will go after temporary sukham, temporary relief between pleasure and pains. Basically he will get temporary pleasures. Ashnute, he will get it. Okay, so those who take refuge in Krishna get the permanent sukha and cross dukkha, all dukkhas. If not, they will be hungry and get temporary sukha. Okay, that is the literal meaning of the verse. Any questions there before we move to the actual samasta padani? So say this thing after me. Dukkhamatitaha dukkhatitaha
दुःखमातीतः दुःखातीतः
Krishnam shritaha krishnashritaha
कृष्णं श्रितः कृष्णश्रितः
Annam bhubukshuhu anna bhubukshuhu
अन्नं बुभुक्षुः अन्न बुभुक्षुः
Muhurtam sukham muhurta sukham
मुहूर्तं सुखं मुहूर्तसुखं
Khatvamarudhaha khatvarudaha.
खट्वाम् आरूढः खट्वारूढः.
So
Oh,
dukkhamatitaha.
yeah, so it's a samasam. Oh, okay,
So
okay.
that is
Yes,
the first one is the vigraha vakya, that is the sentence describing the Samastapada, and later is the Samastapada itself, right?
Samastapada.
So Dukkhamatitaha, the one who crossed the Dukkhas. Krishna Shritaha, one who took refuge in Krishna. Annabhukshuhu, Annam Bhukshuhu, one who is hungry for food. Muhurtam Sukham, temporary Sukham. Khatvarudha, one who is riding or sitting on a bed. Khatvam means bed. Okay. Okay.
Is
he
it
said
Khatvam or Khatvam?
Khatvam. Khatvam arudha, Khatvam arudha. Khatvam arudha. I think I need to check. I'm pretty sure it's Khatvam arudha, however. Dirgham. Okay. Khatvarudha. So these are the examples given for Dvitiya. So next is Mahodaya, right? Okay. So, Mahodaya, Venkat Mahodaya vadatu.
Yes.
Masa, so, okay, I'll tell you explain, becomes easier. Tritiya Tatpurusha goes something like this. Basically, there is a assembly of students in a Gurukula. Okay. Badabanam Samsadya. Samsadi, it's a Gurukula or someplace, basically some hostel type of environment, think about it, or some kind of grouping is there. And these fellows are quarreling with each other. I am senior to you by 1 year, you are junior to me by not 1 year, 1 month. I am senior here by 1 month, you are junior to me by 1 month, I know better than you, kind of bragging, and they are doing Vakkalaha, is their quarreling. Okay, that is the thing he is describing. Okay, so now you get it. So Masa Varastvam Khalu Masa Purvaha.
Masa Varastvam Khalu Masa Purvaha.
Vahantu Vidya Nipuno Nitantam.
Tvaham tu vidya nipuno nitantam.
Masa Varastvam Khalu Masa Purvah Stvahantu Vidya Nipuno Nitantam.
Masa Varastvam Khalu Masa Purvaha. Tvaham tu vidya nipuno nitantam.
Iti Vasam Sadyapi Badabanam.
Iti vasam sadyapi badabanam. Iti vasam sadyapi badabanam.
Parasparam Vakalaho Babhuva.
Parasparam Vakalaho Babhuva.
Iti Vasam Sadyapi Badabanam. Parasparam Vakalaho Babhuva.
Iti vasam sadyapi badabanam. Parasparam Vakalaho Babhuva.
Masa Varastvam Khalu Masa Purvastvaham Vidya Nipuno Nitantam. Iti Vasam Sadyapi Badabanam. Parasparam Vakalaho Babhuva.
Masa Varastvam Khalu Masa Purvaha. Tvaham tu vidya nipuno nitantam. Iti vasam sadyapi badabanam. Parasparam Vakalaho Babhuva.
Okay. The main examples here are Masena Avaraha, Masa Varaha. Anuvadatma.
Masena Avaraha Masa Varaha. Okay, now I get that. Okay.
Masena Purvaha, Masa Purvaha.
You got that as Maso, because it should be Mase.
So I'll okay. Maybe I should put it in
No,
this
I
mode.
understood.
This mode, basically, that way I can fix
I
the.
just want to make sure
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
good. Yeah. I know. I say something and type something else, right? Masena Purvaha, Masa Purvaha.
Masena Purvaha, Masa Purvaha.
Vidyaya Nipunaha, Vidya Nipunaha.
Vidyaya nipunah. Vidya nipunah.
Vacha kalaha, vak kalaha.
Oh, vacha kalaha. Vacha kalaha. Vakkalaha.
Pitra sadrushaha, pitru sadrushaha.
Pitra sadrushaha. Pitru sadrushaha.
Shastrena hataha, shastra hataha.
Shastrena hataha. Shastrahataha.
Lokena pujitaha, loka pujitaha.
Lokena pujitaha. Loka pujitaha.
Jnanena hinaha, jnanahinaha.
Jnanena hinaha. Jnanahinaha.
Daruna shilpam, daru shilpam.
Daruna shilpam. Daru shilpam.
Dadhina odanam, dadhyodanam.
Dadhina odanam. Dadhyodanam.
Suvarnena haraha, suvarnaharaha. Rapaha.
Suvarnena haraha. Suvarnaharaha.
Acharena shlakshnaha, acharena shlakshnaha, acharashlakshnaha.
Acharena shlakshnaha. Achara shlakshnaha. Okay, I have to get this. So, what does that mean?
So
Habits
he,
is acharas.
yeah,
Acharena.
he is adept in his acharas. He's known for his muddy, tadi, shrautam, all those things.
Shlakshnaha is?
Is sleek are known by
Ah,
Shlakshanaha is significantly known by that. Okay. Yeah. So these are the words. Now we'll go back. So what is happening? Masena avaraha. Masa avaraha. Tvam. Masa purvaha. You are before I am masa ahantu masa purvaha. Ahantu vijjani punaha. Nitantam. That's how a senior is bragging and to a junior. Iti iva samsajjapi badavanam parasparam vakkalaho babhuva. Okay. That is the verse. Understood? So let's, the idea is to introduce this Tritiya Vibhakti throughout, right? Masena, Masena Purvaha, Vijaya, Vacha, Pitra, Shastrena. So that Tritiya throughout, that's why it's called Tritiya Tatpurusha. Now,
I think the question I would have is I understand the time factor being Tritiya Vibhakti, but why would, let's say, education or knowledge be Tritiya? I mean,
by
just trying to
so
understand.
Karana, Tritiya is for what? Karana, right?
Right.
For
Mhm.
by
Right.
Chamasena
By or with
Khadami,
or whatever. Yeah.
with or along that the idea. Shastrena hataha. Because
Right.
he's killed by,
Okay.
that is the
Right.
Karana, instrument, right?
Any
That's why.
action, so to speak. Okay.
No, instrumentality is
Instrumentality, correct.
and
Right.
action.
That's what I meant actually,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
action. Yes.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So let's move on. Deepika Bhagini, Chaturthi. Okay. गृहीभूतबलिन्दत्ते
गृहीभूतबलिं दत्ते
गोसुखन्तु कृषीवलः
सुखं तु कृषीवलः
गृहीभूतबलिन्दत्ते गोसुखन्तु कृषीवलः
गृहीभूतबलिं दत्ते सुखं तु कृषीवलः
दत्ते यष्टायुपदारु
दत्ते यष्टायुपदारु
कुण्डलाष्टापदम्बुधः
कुण्डलाष्टापदं बुधः
दत्ते अष्टायुपदारु कुण्डलाष्टापदम्बुधः
दत्ते यष्टायुपदारु कुण्डलाष्टापदं बुधः
सम्पूर्णं गृहीभूतबलिन्दत्ते गोसुखन्तु कृषीवलः दत्ते अष्टायुपदारु कुण्डलाष्टापदम्बुधः
गृहीभूतबलिं दत्ते गोसुखं तु कृषीवलः दत्ते यष्टायुपदारु कुण्डलाष्टापदं बुधः.
So Gruhi is Gruhastha gives the Bhutabali. Okay, so 1/5 of whatever he eats, cooks, he does the Bhutebhyaha balihi. So he keeps a certain, at least a fistful of rice or something outside for the all the insects or anything, right? Like birds or anything, that is bhuta bali. And Krushi Valaha is a farmer. Basically, he takes care of, he gives his efforts towards Gosukha for the betterment of the cows. And Yashta is one who does regularly the yajnas. Okay. So his main thing is he gives. Yupadaru is the the pole, the wooden pole that is erected in front of a yajnashala to indicate that there is a yajna happening at such and such place. So that they put a Yupadaru in front of every time any big yajna is conducted, they put a pole, wooden staff there. So he Yashta gives the Yupadaru. And Ashtapadam means Suvarnam. Okay. So Ashtapadam is Suvarnam or gold. Pandita is there. Typically, they show up based on their, they are recognized based on their looks. The popular you are, the better ornaments you get and better dressing you have. And this Pandita wanted to have good kundalas. Like kundalas are indicative of their status as well as the how respected they are. That was one of the things. And he gave the Ashtapadam is for is the Suvarna, the gold, for Kundalaya, to make the kundalas to a smith, locksmith, not locksmith. Who is that? Kamsali, right? He gave that to him. So
Goldsmith.
goldsmith, correct? Yeah. So now these are who all gave what to whom. That is what is Chaturthi. Your Chaturthi is Adana, Pradana, both, right? So you are Pradana Kriya, Dana Kriya, or you are giving something for some purpose, is fur, in the use of fur kind of thing, right? So that is the verse. Now we see the different examples here. Bhagini vadatu bhutebhyo balihi bhuta balihi.
You're on mute, Bhagini.
Bhutebhyo balihi bhuta balihi.
Gobhyas sukham
Bhutebhyo balihi bhuta balihi.
gobhyas sukham go sukham
Bhutya sukham go sukham.
yupayadaru yupadaru
Yupayadaru yupadaru.
kundalaya ashtapadam kundalaashtapadam kundalaya hiranyam kundala hiranyam.
Kundalaya hiranyam kundala hiranyam. Kundalaya ashtapadam, right?
Ashtapadam is there in the verse. Kundalaya ashtapadam kundalaashtapadam.
Kundalaya ashtapadam kundalashtapadam.
So I know we are at the top of the hour. So what we will do is we will quickly do only the main verses, and maybe Saroja can quickly, I'll play the slide. You can just say the verse and we will end. Saroja.
पूनायकं वा धननायकं वा भजन् भुवन् वा धनमेति लोके तद्विघ्ननाथं न भजामि किन्तु सहस्रशस्तं प्रणमामि नित्यम् श्रीमत्पाणिनिसूत्राणि समालोच्य यथामति बालव्युत्पत्तये कुर्मः बालव्युत्पत्तये कुर्मः समासकुसुमावलिं तत्पुरुषोऽष्टविधो भूत् प्रथमादिनैकृतैर्भेदैः उत्तरपदजनितार्थः मुख्यस्तत्रेति पण्डितैः ख्यातः अमृतं योऽपि बध्यैत्यः तं वैकुण्ठो द्विदाच्छिनत् राहुरुत्तरकायोऽस्य पूर्वकायो भवध्वजः दुःखातीतो भवत्येव यदि कृष्णश्रितो जनः अथवान्न बुभुक्षः सन् मुहूर्तः सुखमश्नुते क्षम्यतां मुहूर्तः सुखमश्नुते
अथवा न बुभुक्षुः सन् मुहूर्तः सुखमश्नुते
अथवान्न बुभुक्षः सन् मुहूर्तः सुखमश्नुते मासावरस्त्वं खलु मासपूर्वः त्वहं तु विद्या निपुनो नितान्तम् इतीव संसद्यपि बाढवानां परस्परं वाक्कलहो बभूव गृहीभूतबलिं दत्ते गोसुखं तु कृषीवलः दत्ते अष्टायूपदारु कुण्डलाष्टापदं हुतः
Tavadeva. I think we covered up to 7 or so, 7 out of 30. Yeah, 7 plus 2 more, right? So Chaturthi plus 6. 6 out of 30 we covered. So we will cover, try to increase the pace a little bit. Try to do 2. I think we can, less introduction next time, right? So I think we should be able to do it. Astu. Om. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. What I will do is I'll post this slide deck